Welcome to another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. We are currently on day 12 on season 4 on my main account, guys, and we have unlocked mythical and legendary gear from all of the dungeons as long as we can defeat the highest stages. The main milestone that we unlock today is basically level 100 or rank 5 and level 20 on our artifacts. The ancient battlefield dungeon will only open tomorrow, guys, so we don't have negative runes just yet, but we unlocked the level 4 on the forge as well, so now we can actually forge legendary gear, which is a massive step because we are able to equip our characters with better gear and basically farm higher stages. This video is brought to you by Dragonheir Silent Gods, so I just want to say a big thank you to them for sponsoring the video. And if you guys are new around here, new on the channel, if you haven't tried Dragonheir Silent Gods just yet, or you want to help and support the channel, help and support me, you can download the game by using the link in the description down below, or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Today, guys, we're going to do a guide on the Grave of Venom Stage 9. I'm going to show you what team I'm using. I'm going to give you guys a couple of different replacements for some of the characters that I'm running. And I'm going to show you a strategy that doesn't require to have one character that can apply multiple debuffs, because that's not something that you actually need. Now, I'm quickly going to start by showing you my Psychic Core, just to have a better idea of where it is at the moment. I haven't really pushed any of the leaderboards or stuff like that. I just don't tend to bother with them too much, but either way, I'm here. I don't really have anything too crazy on the Psychic Core. I feel like the team that I'm running is actually really good, is doing a pretty amazing job. The good thing is that we don't have to manual it, we don't have to use some of the craziest unkillable champions to make it work, and that's a good thing in my opinion. So the Deadly Harpy, we do have a couple of changes on the skills. Basically, the one thing that you will need is a character that can remove shield. And we got one for free in Season 3 if you completed the Legendary event for free. I mean, it's for free if you play the game and you're managing your resources wisely. But basically, that character will help us quite a bit. Now, with the ultimate skill, dashes to the current target location and performs a triple kick, each dealing poison damage and triggering Flame of Element. Of course, the orbs will actually jump in and attack a target. If you don't have two debuffs on, they will attack a random target. But I'm going to explain you how you can actually go around that. This, of course, deals poison damage to all enemies and dispels one buff from them. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You're going to lose a buff if you have too many. Grant shields to all allies. Each time one of the shield is broken, Deadly Harpies receive damage equal to 3% of its max HP. So basically, this skill right here will bring in a shield on the boss, guys. So you need a character to remove the shield. It's as simple as that. This is what I'm running at the moment. Now, I would strongly suggest you don't burn all of your stamina in dungeons just yet. Farm Goblin, farm the domains, and farm some dungeons to get a couple of decent legendary sets, but don't go all in with your stamina. You want to farm gear in 2 weeks from now once the double drops are on. That's when you want to farm gear. You will get higher chances for mythical and legendary. I already got a few mythical pieces, but they were all flats, so nothing too spectacular. This is the team right here. So we have Garius. Now, as you may notice, I've been beating the Grave of Curse on stage 9 from probably day 1 or day 2, if I'm not mistaken. So I managed to get a few pieces of legendary gear from there. They're not perfect. They're actually far from being perfect. But for the moment, they will have to do the job. Then I was already farming stage 8 on the Grave of Venom. I was farming stage 7. I was able to farm stage 9, but on manual and running a completely different team. And I managed to basically forge a few legendary pieces. They're not perfect for damage dealers, but hey, they will be perfect for Garius right now because they have the right stats and substats. Defense. That's what we want. If I'm going to equip an epic set on him, I'm just going to lose a lot of stats and it's pointless, you know? But that's my Garius. Then, of course, the rest of the characters are right here. These are the artifacts that I'm running. I do have Ardrat. She's using the Life Spindle for the moment. I feel like I can easily replace this. Garius actually does a very good job at surviving without necessarily having Ardrat in the team. I am running Aladia to remove the shield, guys. She is absolutely amazing for it. The battle skill deals cold damage to an enemy and removes all of their shield. Very solid, and is a battle skill on a 10 seconds cooldown. And then she will apply decrease attack with the passive, which will help us with the boss's ultimate skill. The one thing that you want to do, I'm not doing myself right now, but if you're struggling, is time when you're applying defense down. Defense down plus decrease attack before the boss is using the ultimate means that the boss has 2 debuffs, so he will still attack your main tank rather than go to a different character randomly. For defense down, I am using Asteon, an absolutely amazing character. If you don't have Asteon, guys, you can just use anyone else from the Radiance Lightning element just to make sure that they are gaining the extra bonus stats. And basically what you're looking is to have a character with multi-hits to apply defense down. Asteon does heal, but we don't really need her healing, to be honest with you guys, and she doesn't apply any of these debuffs. Is not the case. Mainly is the passive, and that's why I'm using her in my team, is just to make my run faster. I'm going to get some of the defense from the boss. I'm going to get some of the HP. This, of course, will help me in case if I get resisted on one of the debuffs. And let's just assume that the boss and the minions decide to attack my nuker. It's going to be tanky enough to survive in case if anyone gets... if any of the debuffs get resisted. So my nuker is going to survive as well. Now, as a nuker, I am using Emoleda. I like to use her because she doesn't require crit rate, which means that she's going to do a bit more damage than the rest of the characters. And that as well is just to make my run faster. I am farming this under 2 minutes approximately. Sometimes it goes a bit over 2 minutes, but the main time is under 2 minutes. And for the moment, I'm pretty happy with that. Now, this is the gear that I have on. In terms of stats, I really don't have anything too crazy. I have an attack chest. I have attack gloves, not even crit damage. This is the helmet right here, triple attack. And this is the weapon, crit damage and attack. So basically, I don't really have full sets or anything because that's a commodity for the moment. In a couple of days, once we're going to farm a bit the dungeons, not excessively, just enough to get a couple of sets, we're going to be in a much better spot. Ardrat, she does have a defense chest piece, but the rest are epic pieces, so nothing too insane. On Aladia, you just want to have the accuracy as well. I am using the Rift Hourglass. That's mainly for the battle skill, but you don't really need it. You just need something to give you accuracy. And I just use this for 96 accuracy. It's a lot of accuracy to miss on, basically, you know? So a different artifact will get the job done. No skill timing whatsoever. I do use food for the moment. Basically, I'm using the defense and accuracy just to have overkill on my accuracy. Basically, I only have the 3-man elemental affinity. I am gaining 10 accuracy, but on characters that don't need it. Because I don't have a 5-man elemental affinity, I only have a 3-man. But let's crack on with the run so you guys can see how it works. You see, Garius is doing a pretty good job at taking in hits, even if Ardrat, for example, doesn't get to heal him with the battle skill. So he can sustain himself. Then the shield that he's putting up now is actually pretty solid because I do have a decent chunk of defense on him. He's he's stacking his defense up buff very quick, so that will give you a bigger shield as well. Having the artifact at level 20 is very important too now, because it definitely helps quite a bit. With Ardrat together, they're just the best pair, guys. Like, let's be honest, Ardrat and Garius, they're extremely powerful together, and there's absolutely no reason for you guys not to use it. Ardrat was the guaranteed legendary event that we had in season 2. Hopefully, the majority of you guys managed to get her if you're playing the game on a daily basis and stuff, you know. She's definitely a game-changing champion, hero, however you guys like to call them. You see that right there we had a random attack because I haven't timed my Asteon to apply defense down before the boss is using the ultimate skill. But that's something that I chose not to do. If you're timing your Asteon to use the ultimate skill right before the boss is using the ultimate, you're never going to have this issue with random attacks. But because I have the massive shield, I already have the increased defense buff from Ardrat. I have another shield coming in from Aladia. There's literally no reason for me to worry for any of my characters. They are at level 90 plus now, which means a lot in terms of stats. Aladia, she's still at level 90. And as you guys probably noticed, she survived without any sort of issues whatsoever. And right now, again, we're going on for Garius. Emoleda deals so much damage. Like, look at that. 100k, 100k. That's why I like to use her. She doesn't require crit rate. So that means that you can stack as much crit damage as possible and attack and gain as much value as possible early on. That's why I do think she's probably the best progressive damage dealer in the entire game. 1 minute and 43 seconds. Bang. Tons of epic. Usually nothing good. For the moment, the main thing that you're going to get quite a bit are the materials. You're not going to get many legendary pieces. You will get mythical pieces when they drop. They can drop together with legendary pieces or with materials. But there we go. Another run under 2 minutes, guys. Pretty straightforward. Now I'm going to give you guys a couple of different examples of what characters you can use instead if by any chance you're missing some of the ones that I'm having. I do think that Garrus and Ardred are kind of like a must use in here, unless you have the better option, which of course is harder to get. And I'm talking about Finja and I'm talking about Theoderem. This is what I used to run on manual before. I used to run them in Season 3 as well. They're absolutely OP together. So they can replace Garrus and Ardred without a problem. But I feel like Garrus and Ardred are a more budget-friendly option than these two. So as an idea, you can have them. Now, in terms of damage, guys, literally just go right here to all elements. Go to your lightning and radiance because you're using Garrus and Ardred. Let's assume that. You can use rally if you want to. The main problem that you're going to have with rally right here is that you're basically going to need 2 characters in. It's not a big problem either, you know. You can basically bring in a different character instead of Estayan to apply defense down. You could bring an Elton, and you could bring in a Filto, for example, or a Huberg, if you have them. If no, we are definitely looking at some different sort of options. If we're talking about Dauntless, you can use Dauntless if you want to. I would probably suggest you, if your gear is struggling a bit, use a range hero rather than a melee. You can use different aura characters. She's actually pretty nice. It will be slower, but you're still going to get the job done with her too. You can use her in here as well. Where is she? You can use both of them, and she can apply defense down for you and give you increased attack. So that can be nice, you know. You can use Hagio with somebody else in terms as damage dealers. I feel like Aladia should be part of your squad if you have Garrus and Ardred. If no, probably you're going to be struggling for the moment. So you're looking at farming lower stages, Furbarth and other tanks and damage dealers and debuffers work in there too. But I'm just trying to give you guys a couple of different ideas of what you could run in here. You can always go with her. She will bring you more decreased attack. She can apply defense down if you give her the artifact. And then the next one should be a decent damage dealer. Nimbus can work pretty well too. Now you preferably want to have somebody that deals AoE damage, so Nimbus might not be the best example, but just as an idea. Wild Beast pretty nice too, but you need an activator for him. You know, you need somebody to give you rally. That's kind of like what you can use in terms of different characters, damage dealers. You can always go for Thunderbolt if you have Perkunte, of course. It's kind of like a no-brainer. Bring in Perkunte, bring in somebody else to apply defense down, and just get the job done. Just hammer them, you know. You can use a Rose to apply defense down. If you have her, very good for that. Plus, she puts decreased attack too. Together with the defense down, you're going to be sorted. You don't even have to worry so much about Aladia being in there. You do have a different character that can remove shield, just in case if you don't have Aladia. Shook can remove shield. So not only that he will remove the shield, but he will put recharge speed penalty and attack penalty on the boss too, which will actually give you a massive advantage. So he's a very solid character to get the job done if you don't have Aladia. Let's just assume you don't, you know. So you have plenty of different options that you could use in here. You can kill the boss with Yola as well, but it will be a bit slower, to be honest with you guys, because she's not necessarily the most OP damage dealer. But that was all for the video. I think I showed you all of the stats. I showed you exactly how the team works. No preset on mine. Let me know in the comments down below what stage you're farming so far. What team are you using? If you guys really want to see a different team that's more free-to-play friendly, which will farm only some of the lower stages for the moment, because we just don't have the gear to push them on the higher ones. We do have Garrus and Ardred, but if you want to see something without them, you're definitely not going to do stage 9 yet. You're probably looking at stage 7 or stage 8 if you're lucky, and you still need to have some similar gear with what I have on my team, you know? But that was all for the video. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Thanks again to Dragonheir for sponsoring the video. If you guys want to get involved, head over to the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment, or scan the QR code you see on the screen. Appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.